Hello, hello, hello. I am going to try to go live on Instagram. Hello, 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 Instagram. All right. So, this is the first time I will be going live on Instagram and Facebook. So, my apologies if I'm not looking at you directly. And, ooh, Instagram looks very blurry. I don't know if it's my eyes or what. Let me move you over here. Okay, hi guys, how are you? Today we are going to be talking about insulin resistance. So bear with me one sec while I set this up quickly. All right, I think that might be a little bit better. I hope everyone is doing great, and I hope that my camera doesn't fall. We'll see. We'll see. Do me a favor and just keep in mind that, as always, I do these lives every Tuesday. And as always, I want you guys to participate as much as possible. So whenever you have a question, just type it in the comment section. I'll circle back around and answer your questions as we are talking. So today we're going to be talking about insulin resistance. And I have a question. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? So you're eating healthy, you're working out, but the scale just won't budge. Is that you? Or maybe you feel tired, hungry, and just off? Well, the culprit might be something called insulin resistance. And today I am going to break it down for you. Before we get started, I just want to make sure that I'm going live on Facebook because, things happen sometimes. So I just want to make sure I'm live. I can see that I'm live on Instagram. And do me a favor. If you have heard of insulin resistance before, please type yes in the comments. If you have not ever heard about it, type no. So please type in the comments yes or no. Have you heard of insulin resistance in the past? Okay, I can see we are live. Perfect. Type it in the chat. All right, yes or no. Have you heard about it? Yes, or you have never heard about it? No. Thanks, Ellie. I can see your comment there. Thank you for commenting. All right, so I want to share a story with you. I remember working with this woman. Hi, Catherine. I remember working with this woman one time and she was frustrated. She was telling me I eat healthy, I exercise, but I'm gaining weight and I feel exhausted all the time. When we dug a little deeper, we realized that she had insulin resistance, and it's something that affects millions of people. But most people do not realize that this is something that they're dealing with. So once we worked on it, her energy came back, the weight started to drop, and she felt like herself again. So let's talk about insulin resistance and how you can take control of it, because you can do it. So, question. How many of you can relate to the story that I just shared? Have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things, but you're not seeing results? Comment me if that sounds like you. Just type it in the comment. Type in me if that sounds like you. So she felt like she was doing everything right, but she was still feeling exhausted all the time. She was still gaining weight. That was me. That is my story. And that was me years ago, and I was able to overcome it. And I'm going to go over a few things with you guys today. So first, let me explain what insulin resistance is. And if you have any questions, like I mentioned at the beginning, or you need further clarification, please type it in the comments. I want to make sure that it's very clear for everyone and everyone understands what it is that we're dealing with. Okay. Let me check the comments real quick. Ellie's saying, I've seen results. It just takes a little longer for me. So for her, it took a little bit longer. Catherine's saying same. All right, so they've seen the results. So I want you to imagine insulin is like a key, okay? The key to your house. And then the cells in your body are doors that are locked. When you eat, your body releases insulin, and the insulin's job is to carry the glucose or sugar from your bloodstream into your cells. And that's what gives you the energy to do what you need to do on a daily basis. So the insulin unlocks the doors, which are your cells, and then it lets the sugar in for energy, right? So it's gonna put the key in, unlock it, in goes the sugar, and it gives you energy to get going. But when you have insulin resistance, imagine that the locks are rusty. And so when you try to put the key in, it doesn't work anymore. Okay? It's not going to unlock that door anymore. So what happens is your body makes more insulin to try to force those doors open. Then you end up with too much insulin, and too much insulin leads to weight gain, cravings, fatigue, and even type 2 diabetes over time. Tell me, have you ever noticed that after eating, you feel super tired instead of feeling energized? Like, have you ever had a meal and then like 30 minutes later, you just need a nap? Have you had that experience? I know I have. And actually, I had it this week. One time this week, I overate, and I knew that my sugar was just crashing because I was so tired. But if that's happened to you, please type tired in the comments. I want to know how many people that has happened to that is watching this video. Even if you're watching the replay, play along, type in tired so we can all see that it's not just us. I've dealt with it. I still deal with it on occasion, as I just said. And so we all deal with it at one time or another, but sometimes it's a constant thing. So type in tired if this has happened to you before. Now that's just one of the symptoms. Ellie's saying yes, uppercase letters. This has happened to her. That's just one of the symptoms. You can also have constant cravings. That's another thing, especially for carbs. When you're feeling like, oh, I need a cookie, or I need a piece of bread, or I need some rice, or, you know, some candy, that's a sign of insulin resistance. When you're having that constant cravings. Belly fat that won't budge, that's a big one. That's a sign of insulin resistance. And in another training, we'll go into how insulin resistance affects the rest of our hormones, especially estrogen. And that is a big reason why we get the belly fat. But that's a whole other training, but we'll get there one day, maybe next week. Brain fog is another symptom that we have when we are dealing with insulin resistance and feeling hungry even after a meal. So you're eating, you have your full meal and you still feel hungry. That's a sign of insulin resistance. Which one of these symptoms do you relate to the most? Type it in the chat or the comments. Which one of these symptoms do you relate to the most? Is it the constant cravings? Is it the belly fat that won't budge? Is it the brain fog? Or is it feeling hungry even after a meal? Or the tiredness after eating? So put that in the comment. Let me know which one you relate to the most. For me, it was almost all of them, but I would say fatigue was probably number one because it affected my life in so many different ways. But I do have good news. This is fixable. There are I'm going to tell you 3 things that you can start today to start to reverse this, okay? Insulin resistance is reversible. Now I'll tell you 3 things that you can start today that you can do this week that's going to help you get started. So number 1 is eat more protein. So you want to eat more protein and healthy fats. So protein can be like chicken, tofu, cottage cheese. Healthy fats can be seeds and nuts. Healthy fats, olives. Avocado is a big one. Start your day with an avocado. You'll be good to go. Move your body daily. Even if it's a short walk after meals, it helps tremendously. Move your body. Now, if you are stuck at work and you're eating at your desk, which please try not to do that. You really need to get up and move. But if you have a deadline or whatever that you're dealing with, what you can do is calf raises right at your seat. You don't even have to get up. Just Put your feet flat on the floor and lift your heels up and down. That's going to make your calves contract. And when they do that, it's going to start sucking up that glucose. And so it helps so that your body's not pushing in so much insulin to try to get rid of the glucose. So do some calf raises. That helps a lot. Also, if you can, get out of your seat, but you have to stay in your office, do some squats. Okay, squats help also. Anything with the legs, because the legs have large muscles, so that's going to help you the most. And then the other thing that you can do is reduce your stress and improve sleep, because cortisol does make insulin resistance worse. All right, let's see. Let me check the comments section. Make sure we don't have any questions. But those are the 3 things that you can start doing right now. So we got eat more protein and healthy fats, move your body daily, and reduce stress and improve sleep. Okay? Those are the 3 things you can do. So you want to manage stress, and we have a video on things that you can do to help manage your stress, but one of the things that you can do right now is deep breathing. So deep breathing helps you so much, and I've done it here on this channel before, where you're going to breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and then release for a count of 6. So when you do that, your exhale is going to be longer than your inhale. Forces your body to calm down. So that's one thing you can do at the moment, on the spot, wherever you're at, to reduce your stress level. As far as sleep goes, you want to try to reset your circadian rhythm. So you want to go outside 30 minutes after waking up and go outside for some morning sunlight. You want to be outside during sunset. That's going to help you to kind of start to reset your circadian rhythm. Okay, and you don't want to eat 3 hours before bed. So you see, these are all doable things. They're easy. You don't have to do everything at once. I'm a huge believer in baby steps. So just choose one thing. As a matter of fact, do me a favor, put in the chat which one you are going to start with today or tomorrow, because it is 7 o'clock already. So which one of these things are you going to start working on today or tomorrow? 1, 2, or 3. So 1 is eating more protein and healthy fats. 2 is moving your body daily. And 3 is reduce stress and improve sleep. Which one do you want to start with? 1, 2, or 3? Type it in the chat. So if this sounds like you are not alone. As I said in the beginning of this, there are so many people that are dealing with insulin resistance and they don't even know that they're dealing with it. And so you are not alone on this journey, I promise you. And it is reversible. It is fixable. So if you are one of those people that are dealing with the weight gain and the fatigue, you can turn this around. It's not too late. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what kind of shape you're in. You can turn it around. So do me a favor, drop your emoji in the comments if you've been struggling with any of these signs, so I can send you my free guide, which is an insulin resistance checklist and 10 steps to reverse it naturally. So we went over a couple, but I have 10 steps that you can use to start to reverse your insulin resistance. And if you're on the fence and you're not sure if you're dealing with this and you want to hop on a quick chat so we can see exactly what you're dealing with, I will put in the comments my calendar so that you can schedule a call and I'll help you figure it out. No problem. If you found this helpful, please tag a friend. There's so many people that need to hear this. There's so many people that need to learn about this. So please let someone know. Just think of someone that you love, that you feel has been maybe struggling with fatigue, inflammation, weight gain. So they can listen to this video and they can learn a little bit. Remember, small changes lead to big results, okay? Again, I'm a big believer in baby steps. Let's just do 1% every day. My friend and colleague, Morgan, talks about this all the time. 1% a day. Baby steps. Just choose one thing to change today, and little by little, you'll start adding on to it. And before you know it, you're on your way to reversing your insulin resistance and, most important, starting to feel better. I have had clients who have been on medication for type 2 diabetes that have been able to come off of their medication. I myself have been able to come off of medication also. I was on thyroid medication, and by reversing my insulin resistance with diet and lifestyle, I was able to come off of my medication. So I am no longer on medication, and I feel amazing. And you can too. You have the power to feel amazing. And that's what I want for you all. So I will see you next week in the live. If you guys have any questions, please put it in the chat, and I'm going to circle back around and answer all your questions. I hope that this worked out with having both Instagram and Facebook. It's hard because I have to keep going back and forth, but I hope you guys got the gist of insulin resistance. It's a problem. It's really a problem, and we need to start to reverse it now. We have the power to do it ourselves. We do not have to be on medication, okay? So, again, questions, please put it in the chat because I really want to help you guys out. I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.